There are two types of people in the world. Those that are humble and those that are about to be. I started this vlog and went to Asia because I thought it would be fun to do, and it really was. And then I started thinking, is there something that we can do other than just a travel blog to maybe help some people, maybe help explain things in the legal world, the community, and you know, maybe help some people along the way. I've been away for a couple of weeks since I went to Asia and finally got back, and was really just kind of digging out of all the work that piled up while I was there. So it means we gotta work. In fact, that means we gotta work on Saturday morning at 5:11 a.m. I also think that in my 22 years of practicing law, that I may be able to instill a few pieces of wisdom, pieces of knowledge to everybody out there in YouTube land. Hopefully we can say something that will help somebody, maybe change their life for the better, maybe prevent them from doing something that is just ridiculous and going to make them make some poor choices. I have learned a few things by being a trial attorney for the last 22 years, representing people that have been accused of terrible, terrible things. I've seen them at their worst and sometimes at their best when they're faced with adversity, and they really rally back, and it really restores your faith in humanity that somebody can make a mistake and can fix it and really show that it was a complete aberration and that they're never going to be in trouble again. It's great when we represent somebody on the personal injury side, where somebody through their negligence has injured our clients and completely turned their lives upside down, and we help them be made whole again. And it's satisfying work, and I think that most attorneys enjoy what they do, not for the financial reward, which is nice, but we do it because we help people, and we help people solve problems. I've seen a lot of scenarios, lots of cases. Usually what has taken place is not something that I've never ever seen before. And you're paying me for my experience to say, this is what I foresee taking place in the future. This is what I foresee, see what's going to take place based upon these other hundreds or thousands of cases that we've handled of a similar nature. Your case is different. Every case is different. But we have a general idea where things may come out, and sometimes you have to go to trial, and that's what trial attorneys do. And I would submit that normally, in the most times, the juries get it right. And if they got it what we perceive to be as wrong, it's usually because there was evidence that wasn't brought in for legal issues. Hopefully we can prevent those situations from happening at all. Let me tell you a little bit about me. Yes, I'm a lawyer. I've been practicing law, started my 22nd year. This will be my 18th year in private practice. I started my law firm after I got out of the United States Marine Corps, where I was an officer. I was a judge advocate. I was a prior enlisted Marine. I was the first one in my family to really go to college. I was the first one to ever graduate from law school, for goodness sakes. It just didn't happen. I come from a predominantly working class family. In fact, education really wasn't necessarily pushed or encouraged. It was something that I did really by a set of circumstances that turned out, and it changed my life. My guidance counselor said I was going to be an auto mechanic. I took auto mechanic classes, and really through a series of events, I took a college class on a scholarship that was to be used for auto mechanics. And next thing you know,
a kid that was never encouraged to go to college has a law degree. And I'm a huge proponent of education. I've encouraged it for my children. I paid for a lot of education for my children, and I have no regrets about it whatsoever. Education is wonderful because that's something that no one can ever take it away from you, and you should never ever stop learning. So in this vlog, what I'd like to do is, not that I think my day is particularly interesting, but some people tell me that it might be. When you go to a cocktail party or evening, people always want to hear kind of generally, what are you doing, just because of the nature of the work that we do. Obviously, we'll tell what we can without violating any attorney-client privileges or confidences. But generally, we can kind of explain the process of how things go in the criminal and civil arena, and why that may be relevant. And hopefully we can provide some nuggets of wisdom along the way that will maybe help people say, hey, that's some good advice. That Scott Reich guy is, he may know something here. And maybe I don't. That's okay too. From what I can tell from the vlog world out there, you'll let me know if I'm wrong. You'll let me know if I'm all screwed up. But I hope you like it. I hope you leave a comment, and I hope you subscribe. All right? We've got some interesting cases going on. I've got several homicide cases. I have a very significant personal injury case coming up for trial here very soon. Hopefully we're going to get a good result. One of the first things I want to leave you with is probably the rule that I try to live by the most. And guess what? Yesterday, I didn't live by it so much. And I was a little embarrassed. I was embarrassed because although nothing bad happened, I personally didn't feel as though I was prepared enough. I got what I needed in the deposition. I got what we needed for the case. But I felt like I could have done more. I feel like I let the other attorneys in my office down. And maybe I thought, hey, I can go in and do this. Yeah, I've read it, I'm familiar with it. I can just kind of, not necessarily wing it, but just be able to handle somebody. Well, the deposition, the guy was pretty slick. He was slippery. And I think if I had tried just a little bit harder, I would have pinned him down a little more. So, the rule I give to you is simple. There are two types of people in the world. Those that are humble and those that are about to be. And I mean that, and I say that not because I'm any better than anybody else. And let's face it, as attorneys, we have egos, and sometimes we can become overconfident, and we always get humbled. I don't care if you are the greatest business person in the world, the greatest athlete in the world, politician, you name it. Everybody gets humbled. So try to stay humble. I'm going to be humble because just when I get a little too big for my britches, I get humbled. So take that with you. I hope you like it. Leave a comment, like it, subscribe to it. I think it's going to be fun. We're going to do everything we can to make it interesting. We're going to do everything we can to make it fun, and come along for the adventure.